There are some insane magic tricks out there. Incredible feats of illusion begging the question, how did they do that? Today we tell you how.
Brilliant news!
Number 1. Dynamo freezes water. This British street magician has amazed countless celebrities, including the Prince of Wales, and has a plethora of tricks up his sleeve. However, one of his most astonishing tricks featured on his show Magician Impossible is where he takes someone's bottle of water, shakes it, and the contained water begins to freeze right in front of the crowd. He then goes even further and puts his hand into a nearby fountain, and the pool of water quickly turns to ice. But what sort of equipment did he have to carry to freeze all of that water? The answer is none. For the bottle trick, an accomplice or stooge carefully hands Dynamo a bottle of water which has previously been frozen for exactly 1.5 hours. It is at a fragile point right on the edge of freezing and just needs a tap to set off a chain reaction, turning the liquid into ice. He then puts his hands into the fountain, which has a pre-prepared block of ice fixed to the bottom. The ice is remotely released, pushing away the water as it surfaces, creating the illusion of instant freezing. The flowing water was simply an ice-like plastic tube with the fountain flowing around it, and an accomplice simply stops the flow of the water, revealing the plastic tube. Number 2. David Copperfield Death Saw. Although somewhat overdramatic, Copperfield's tricks are nothing short of overwhelming. One of his most eye-catching is Death Saw, where he lays on a table and is strapped down with many constraints. The very real saw is set in motion and begins to lower as the magician hurriedly escapes his ties. The blade unexpectedly drops, sawing him in half, and his assistants pull him apart, but surprisingly he is still alive. Then a heckler in the crowd shouts, "Move your feet!" and Copperfield smugly complies. But how did he do it? The secret of this trick is in the table. Why doesn't he just lay down on it without being first concealed by a box? The table appears to be flat, but each half actually has a 45cm cavity. It's surprising how little you can cram your legs into and David's assistant's top half. The table is separated and then the handy box once again conceals him as he climbs out and his assistant hides her legs. Number 3. Lucien Glass Table. One of Kian's impressive sleight of hand tricks is passing coins back and forth through a glass table. He puts a coin on the surface, puts a bowl underneath, removes his hand, and the coin falls through into the bowl. He then casually puts his own arm right through the glass counter and pulls up a coin from the presenter's hand. Impressive! Wow. There are 2 props at work here. One is a magnetic ring to which the coin sticks to when Lucien puts his hand on it. He then taps the glass from underneath with the bowl until one of the coins jumps up and sticks to his ring on the underside of the table. When he raises his hand, it falls back into the bowl, and he takes away the other one on the tabletop stuck to the magnet. The second prop is the table. Why is he sat in the center of a circular table? While the camera is distracted with the presenter's hand, Kian slides the retractable glass surface, revealing a previously cut hole which he covers with his right hand. He slides his arm through and then the camera stays low as he pulls it back out, allowing the spring-loaded surface to slide the hole back under the rest of the counter. Number 4. Penn Tellers Magic Bullet. Penn Teller have 2 audience members choose bullets and doodle on the bullet projectile and the casing. The bullets never cross the center line marked on the stage as the 2 magicians load them into their guns and then fire them at each other through panes of glass, apparently catching them in their teeth. The bullets have travelled to the other side of the stage and have rail scratches and powder burns on them. The only way that seems possible is for them to have actually fired the bullets at each other, right? This trick has never been officially revealed, but the common theory is that after the bullets are signed, the magicians pull out the projectile and drop it through a hole in the specially designed glass stands, and it rolls through the leg off stage to where a stagehand scratches rail marks in it and places it on a magnetic strip on the inside of the other magician's bulletproof vest, ready for them to pop it in their mouths as they slide it over their heads. Before putting each bullet back into the gun, they press a wax bullet into the empty shell, which on firing the primer launches through the glass. Number 5. David Blaine pulling teeth. Master of street magic David Blaine once performed a trick on an unsuspecting volunteer after carefully selecting her for the shape of her teeth. He then reaches into her mouth and pulls out 2 of her teeth, leaving her terrified. He then blows in her face and the teeth instantly reappear. How is this possible? Blaine begins this trick by making it look like he could choose anybody, but in fact chooses an accomplice with prepared fake teeth already in her mouth. The row of fake teeth fit perfectly over the woman's own teeth but are missing 2. She also has 2 loose fake teeth attached to the back of the teeth sleeve, along with a capsule of fake blood. Blaine seizes these, bursts the capsule and lowers the fake teeth slightly, so now it appears she has 2 missing teeth. When he does a dramatic blow, she pushes the teeth sleeve back over her own teeth with her tongue, and nobody is the wiser. Number 6. David Copperfield's portal. Here Copperfield randomly selects some people from the audience who write on a giant postcard. David then reads this letter.
Dear Mr. Copperfield, I'm writing since you asked people where they want to go. But I want to ask for my son Michael. I made some bad mistakes when Mike was a boy. I was never home. Then I left. Mike was 5. By the time I came back, it was too late to make things right. I heard he lost his mom a few years ago. I guess I'm all he has, even though we hardly know each other. When I left, I joined the army and got stationed in Hawaii for 2 months. It was paradise. I wish Mike could see it too and find some peace in this world. I don't know if he loves me or hates me, but if you could send my boy to Hawaii, please tell him it was his father who wished this for him. Sincerely, Russell Brown. The Polaroid and my new tattoo is when you see us on that beach in Hawaii, that you know that we're really there right now. This is no camera to your dad. Close your eyes and imagine your perfect place.
Good. Back up. Back up. No! Take out the water. Run the water. Go for it. Keep going. Come on back. Come on back. Come on back.
Take out the Polaroid. Take this camera. Give it to that guy over there.
Pretty convincing, huh? But obviously they didn't actually teleport to Hawaii. The common belief is the video was pre-recorded. There are many stooges in the audience who quickly get hold of the ball and toss it to one another until it reaches the correct stooge. These actors take the same Polaroid and write the same initials as are in the pre-recorded video they took at a nearby beach. But how did two grown men vanish from a 2-inch thick suspended platform? That's the clever part. The 2-inch steel that you couldn't possibly travel through. There is a small cart structure behind them. Notice one of the wheels behind Michael's head, which they fold down as soon as they close the curtains. The 2-inch thick steel platform behind them also has a stretchy black material on top of it. And as the curtain is pulled backwards, it conceals the lump of the two curled up men in the cart, which is also pulled back into the shaft of the structure. And so David and Michael have vanished from the portal, along with all the wheels and structure that had been behind their heads earlier. Number 7. Indian rope climbing. Perhaps one of the world's oldest and most famous magic tricks. The conjurer sits cross-legged in an open space. He throws one end of a coil of rope into the air and it remains stiff like a pole. A little boy then climbs the rope and balances himself at the extremity before vanishing entirely. He is then discovered in a basket or comes running into the crowd from a distant spot. Then at a signal, the rope crumbles to the ground. How on earth is this possible? The quick answer is that it isn't. In fact, this famous trick has never even existed. Many great magicians like Houdini have traveled to India in search of this elusive rope trick to come back empty-handed. So how could tales of the Indian rope trip have become so popular? Where have these rumors come from? There are very few accounts of this trick being performed, and as few as 2 are from the year 1900, where a conjurer used mass hypnosis to trick the audience into believing the rope was stiff, and then a boy climbed it and disappeared. Which of these insane magic tricks impressed you the most? Comment below.